I don't think we're supposed to be creating quality work all the time. I think we're supposed to go through ebbs and flows of creating quality versus a quantity of work, and I think that's actually a good thing. Hi friends, it's Caitlin and welcome back to the Floating Rock podcast. I hope you're having the most incredible day ever. So today we're talking all about quantity versus quality creating, if you will. Basically, I had realized recently that I've just been in this era of quantity, creating, holding myself to deadlines, showing up on the podcast every single week for almost 2 years now, and almost proving to myself that I can do this. I can create every single week. I can hold myself to this standard, if you will. And after participating in sort of investing, if you will, into a podcast boot camp this weekend, I realized oh my God, I need to enter an era of quality again. And I think it's really easy to get down on ourselves or just even villainize quantity eras. You just hear quality over quantity. We all know it's quality, that's the one. But I think that there are good and bad sides to both. And in today's episode, I'm going to give you 4 reasons why I feel like these ebbs and flows are actually good things, why it's good to have quantity eras and also good to obviously have quality eras, as well as some tips at the end to maybe help you figure out which era you're in right now, or maybe if you're in need of a transition. But yeah, guys, let's just get into it. First reason is proof. I feel like one of the biggest benefits of a quantity era is proof. It proves to yourself that you are able to make this thing that you say you want to create. It shows that you're able to do it multiple times. I think whenever I feel like we've all heard this at some point, a habit's just keeping a promise to yourself, or to create good self-trust is to keep the promises you make to yourself, all that kind of stuff. And once again, it reigns true. And I think that is what's so good about a quantity era, is it actually flexes that muscle and makes things muscle memory, if you will, of no, this is what I want to do, this is how I'm going to do it, and here's me doing it over and over and over again. And it really just proves to yourself that you are capable of creating this thing that you want to create. And as I mentioned earlier, I feel like I've kind of been in this quantity era for a long time, if I really sit and think about it, which does not mean that the things that I'm putting out aren't quote unquote quality, but quality kind of changes over time, and I'll get into that a little bit later. Next is consistency. Another good thing about a quantity era is it teaches you how to be consistent, and like I said, how to show up for yourself every single week, or whether it's every single day or every single month, whatever that looks like for you. It teaches you and shows you how to be consistent, and really does actually build that internal confidence that you feel capable to do something. Additionally, where I think a quality era would kind of fall short of this is, have you guys ever been working on something and you want to make it so good that you just kind of stop in your tracks because you're well, I don't know what to do here, it's not exactly what I wanted, so you kind of just stop or you slow down or whatever. And I feel like that is something that is so good about quantity. And not to bring back the quote maybe for the 3rd week in a row, but one of the best things about quantity is it shows you that you can make something exist first and you can make it better later. I think that if we all were just trying to come and create at 100, you will just inevitably not be able to be creating at 100 all the time. And that's okay. We're all humans. We know life is cyclical. You're not supposed to just be a straight shot up 100% all the time. And I think it's all about also allowing yourself and accepting that quality eras are a thing and that they're okay and they're actually a part of the creative process. Because honestly, if you look back at your whole repertoire, your whole career, your whole just lifetime as a creative or lifetime as someone in science, I don't know, whatever you kind of are taking this all through the lens of, I guess, ooh. And then here's where the quality era enters and why obviously they're so good is inspiration. Obviously, you can't create things without inspiration, right? And you know what I think is one of the most motivating things in the world is being sick of your own shit. Have you ever had a Sunday night and you're just so sick of your own shit? Maybe you partied all weekend, maybe you didn't really move much, maybe you ate kind of unhealthy, maybe you didn't get anything done, maybe like your house is a mess, literally who knows. But you know what's the most motivating thing in the world? That Sunday night when you watch your favorite comfort YouTuber getting their shit together, when you are doing your journaling, when you're just sitting in the mess around you or just the feelings that you have, and you're like, oh my God, I'm sick. I'm sick of my shit. And you're like, tomorrow, Monday morning, I'm changing my whole life. And you know what? Usually that lasts for like a week or like whatever, but every single time you do that, it gets a little better, right? But like we all have experienced this, and like it is true. Like maybe it's not the most sustainable form of action, this example specifically, but that's one of the most motivating and inspiring things in the world is being sick of your shit. And that's why I think the movement from a quantity era to a quality era can be so good, because you're going to keep creating, and at some point you're going to be like, okay, like here she is again, like doing her damn thing. And I feel like that is so inspiring because it actually isn't even you looking at other places and other people and what they're doing or scrolling. It's you looking at yourself and what you're creating and being like, okay, it's been done before. I've seen this from you. Like, are we going to grow? Like, are we going to iterate, you know? Iterate being the key word, because that is reason number 4. So I'm talking all about like quantity is actually good. Quantity is actually good. Like, it's okay. Like, just make it. Like, make it exist first. We'll make it better later. Like, it's fine. Which it is. And then you get sick of your shit. You'll be like, okay, wait, no, I need to step it up. And here's why I don't think it's as unsustainable as the whole, like, you hate your life on a Sunday, change it on a Monday. And even why I think that is a little bit better than we think it is because every time that you go through these eras, every time you switch over, you're iterating, you're spiraling higher, because you're not going back to just square one. You know, think of it like a tornado, like a spiral. If it's point A that you start at and you're going back around, you're going to be at like point AA, not normal A, but you're going to be above it, because every single time you create quality and then you start to do it a lot, that becomes a quantity era, and that will actually become your baseline of what you create. You rarely will ever downgrade your work, your art, if you will, when you enter another quantity era. Like, I think what's so great about this, and even the whole Sunday to Monday example, is maybe you do decide, I'm going to go to the gym every single day this week because I need to get off my ass. I'm sick of my shit. Okay, you do it for a week. The next week, you go 4 times. But look, at least you go to the gym most days of the week now. And I think like for your art, it's kind of the same way. And I think that also these eras are like And once again, it's not to say that what you're doing in your quantity eras is bad or bad work or anything. It just means that once you enter an era where you feel like you need to get out of quality and into quantity, it just shows that you've kind of outgrown what you're currently making and currently doing, and that you want to and you need to level up. Okay, on to our tips. After listening to me for the last 10 minutes or so, you probably like already intuitively know where you're at and like are already probably having internal feelings. But I think it really just comes down to, if you feel like you are still in the process or needing to like prove to yourself that, hey, I need to know that I can do this every day. Like, I need to prove to myself that I can do it, that I'm good at it. Like, if you feel like you're in an era where you still need proof, you need to be in a quantity era. Like, I think that honestly, like, if it is the goal is to start a podcast, just for example, like, I feel like if you get stuck on quality trying to make the best podcast in the world, you're just gonna get stuck and like possibly fall off if you make one really good episode every month or just sporadically. Like, still great. And like, obviously there's nuance to everything as per usual. But I genuinely think if you need to prove to yourself that you can do something, I think you just need to a quality era. Like if you're just feeling like stuck creatively, but almost like stuck. Everything's the same. And yeah, I feel like that's also a good way to know where like maybe like upgrade it. And lastly, I think yeah,